You said Eli Manning was an average quarterback. Is that right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's putting it nicely. Let me tell you something about Eli Manning. Let me tell you something about Eli Manning. Everybody has kind of universally looked at Eli Manning as one of the elite quarterbacks in the league for quite a few years. I'm here to tell you that nothing could be further from the truth. And even I, jokingly, would say, you know, I used to get on Peyton Manning and say, well, I don't even know if he's the best quarterback at his kitchen table, let alone the best quarterback in the NFL. You know, Eli Manning somehow has 2 Super Bowl championships. But let me give you some statistics to kind of put in perspective what Eli has done in his career. And I'm going to compare it to the averages in football last year in the NFL throughout the league. Now, I know this isn't a rock-solid comparison because the league is more passer-friendly now than it's ever been. But just bear with me here. Eli Manning, the 16th spot in the NFL last year in completion percentage was 61.7%. Eli Manning's completion percentage is 58.5 for his career. And I use 16th because that's halfway through. You know, you have 32 teams in the league, so that's about the halfway mark in the league. Eli's below average. He's 58.5 for his career. He had 12 interceptions, was the 16th, ranked 16th in the league last year. Eli has had over 12 interceptions in 8 of his 10 seasons in the NFL. 23 touchdowns was the benchmark for halfway or you know, middle of the pack in the NFL last year. Eli has had over 23 touchdowns 6 out of 10 seasons. But so that's decent, slightly above average, but he's had over 25 touchdowns in just 4 out of 10 seasons. His career passer rating is 81.2. 81.2 was his career passer rating in the regular season. That would be 26th in the NFL last year. 26th. So that's his career numbers as compared to what would be considered average in the NFL last year. He had 2 miraculous Super Bowl runs. One in 07-08 and then one in like 2011-12 or whatever. 2 miraculous runs, and he was lights out in those playoff runs. But you know who else was lights out in the playoffs? Joe Flacco was lights out in the playoffs 2 years ago. And what did I say about Joe Flacco on the podcast just last week? He was trash. He was trash last season, and he's not that good of a quarterback. He's average at best. So, I mean, even though Joe Flacco got hot in the playoffs, he did it once. Eli Manning, right now, he's been in the league 10 years. It looks like he just managed to get hot at the right time 2 times. And he has some good teams and coaching around him. But if you take away his 2 Super Bowl championships and the last name that's on the back of his jersey that both Eli and Peyton seem to benefit from, he's a below average quarterback, y'all. He's a bum. Eli Manning is trash. Anthony, am I right or wrong?
You are factually correct there. He's biggest, most overrated person probably in the league right now. And maybe not right now because the tide has started to turn on him, but he's definitely always been overrated. And the chickens have come to roost, so to speak, as far as how he is kind of evaluated in today's NFL.
I'm just tired of these Mannings getting over, man. I mean, Peyton's great. I mean, obviously, I've called Peyton Manning a top 10 quarterback of all time on many occasions, so he's great. But he's not in the top 5. And he gets more credit than he deserves more often than not, in my opinion. And Eli Manning is considered one of the elite quarterbacks of this era. And he's a bum. Like, these Mannings, man, they do a couple commercials. They do a funny skit on Saturday night, and everybody thinks they're just the Pope of Chili Town. I just don't understand it.